Hey everybody, welcome back to the episode of the 3 Count. I'm War Machine MJ, and this is the SmackDown episodes post Survivor Series. Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about November 20. Well, before we get into that, yeah, I am recording this on Monday, December 9th, so let's go ahead and get a little news out of the way, a little big news. So, I guess the big topic of the weekend is WWE went ahead and released 4 talents from their contracts from their contracts, early on. So we'll go from the bottom up. So they've released both Victor and Connor of the Ascension. If you've forgotten who those guys are, I don't blame you. I completely forgot about them. So I guess that one dude that always shows up to WWE events could, retire his Resurrect the Ascension sign. Next is Sin Cara. Not the character. WWE owns that, but the guy under the mask, we're gonna call him Hunico for now. He's been released from WWE, so they're gonna slap that Sin Cara mask on somebody else. But the most interesting about these releases is the 4th one is none other than Luke Harper, a man we have clamored for them to either do something with or release since actually we thought he was world title worthy, at least in a world title match. When they decided to have that garbage Randy Orton Bray Wyatt match at WrestleMania. But yeah, Luke Harper's gone, and this comes a week or so after Luke Harper trademarked his indie name, which is Brody Lee. He trademarked it, so he can just rake in that cash cow. It'd be great to see him go to AEW, which he's just a fantastic talent. And it's not they need to go to AEW, try their fortunes. No. Keep in mind, this is for people that we think are really, really good. And Harper, or Brody Lee, is really, really good. Like, he can put on a great match, he just never got a chance to show off what he can do. The other big news, and this is probably a stunt to boost ticket sales. Sorry, for WrestleMania, since WrestleMania tickets just went on sale Friday. They've announced the first 2 members of the class of 2020 Hall of Fame. It is none other than Batista and the NWO. Yeah, they really want those ticket sales up. So yeah, I hate it when they announced. I hate the way they're doing Hall of Fame announcements now. See, when I was getting into wrestling, one of my favorite things they used to do for WrestleMania is I want to say like the month prior to WrestleMania, they would reveal one member of the Hall of Fame class one at a time, and they would do a video package, some of their best moments. So it'd be person A this week, then next week it'd be person B, then the week after that was person C. It's just one at a time. But now it's just, so and so's reporting on it. They just could have. I hate the way they do that. Anyway, yeah, it's probably a stunt to boost ticket sales. So let's go ahead and jump into November 29th edition of SmackDown. We kicked off the show with Roman Reigns, big dog, oof. Basically, he talked about how he went in there, how SmackDown went in there and did work, gave props to Keith Lee, but Roman Reigns got the victory for his team in the 5-on-5-on-5 match. And of course, he had a match against Robert Roode of Baron Corbin's stable of cronies. Of course, even though Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin got involved, or King Corbin, whatever, Roman Reigns still got the victory. And of course, he was jumped by all three men. And when Roode was getting ready to put away Reigns, he fucked up. He told Roman, "Say hi to your kids for me," and of course Roman snapped, beating the absolutely glorious crap out of him, and then proceeded to bury him under an announce table. If that's not apropos for Robert Roode's trajectory since being called up, I don't know what is. Anyway, next we move on to Mustafa Ali taking on Drew Gulak. And of course, Mustafa Ali got the victory. And I was super tired this night, so I had passed out during this next segment, which was Sasha and Bayley. Kind of, I don't know. They were saying they were the best or something, and then when I woke up, Bray Wyatt was spitting bars. Anyway, yeah, basically, Sasha and Bayley went out there and they did the exact same thing Seth Rollins did Monday night, and just started blaming everybody else for the fact that they lost. And of course, after, wham, no, woe is me, Lacey Evans came out there and gave the boss and the champion a piece of her mind, and, well, Sasha got laid out with a woman's right. So, yeah. Next, we had Nikki Cross taking on Sonya Deville, and of course, Sonya Deville, she's great. It's rare to see her in one-on-one action. Nikki Cross got the victory. However, she was beaten down by both Mandy Rose and Nikki Cross until Little Miss Bliss is back. Yeah, Alexa Bliss came out, made the save for Nikki Cross, and the two just hugged the absolute shit out of each other in the ring. If you're noticing me cursing a little bit more, it's because I'm trying to keep it known that this is not made for kids, given YouTube's recent COPPA policies. Fuck, shitty, fuck. See, there we go. Next, we had a backstage segment where they've just sort of turned Drake Maverick into a little creep. Yeah, because even though he's married, he's hitting on Dana Brooke. Yeah. So he does the whole hey look, it's mistletoe, kiss me. Yeah, he does that whole shtick. He gets turned down harshly. Next, we had tag team action as The New Day defended their SmackDown Tag Team Championships against Cesaro and the Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura. Of course, The New Day got the victory. Yeah. And of course, November 29th was the 5-year anniversary of The New Day. Can you believe in such a short time they went from being just despised and detested to being one of the best things going for WWE as of right now? And finally, in the main event... Oh, I'm sorry. Before we get to the main event, like I said earlier in the night when I woke back up, Bray Wyatt was spitting bars. Yeah, Daniel Bryan was in the middle of an interview when a new episode of of the Firefly Funhouse came on, where where the Fiend not only where I'm sorry, where the Fiend where Bray Wyatt not only unveiled the Fiend custom um, championship, which it's just his face stretched out for the side for the main plate, and then the side plates it says let and in, so it's supposed to be let me in. Of course, well that's a yeah that's on the sides, and then on the trim of the belt it says hurt heel on there. It's it's weird, but it's something different, I guess. They're selling replicas of these. 6 grand. Let that sink in for a second. I can only explain. I can't defend. I can only explain why it's this high, and it's because Tom Savini, or Zavini, the guy that's making Bray Wyatt stuff, is personally making these belts, and it's on a limited run. Anyway, but yeah. Other than that, Bray Wyatt then did the Muscle Man dance and started spitting bars. Because, well, the episode started with Hotchkiss the Pig Boy, regretting the fact that he just ate the absolute shit out of a Thanksgiving meal. And Bray Wyatt told him, well, you know what? You're allowed to do so. Because the first Thanksgiving wasn't the Pilgrims and the Natives. It was between, what did he say, like, ancient man or... Yeah, basically it was between man and the lizard people. And basically he was spitting bars saying, don't be lizard people. Let me in. It was weird. He was spitting bars. Then we ended the show off with Daniel Bryan basically coming out and asking the fans, should he, step back into Bray's world and face the Fiend again? And the fans telling him, yes, yes, yes. Which that turned out to be a horrible mistake because Bray Wyatt came through the canvas, dragged Daniel Bryan down into it, and just started pulling off tufts of hair. Don't know if that's hair or beard, but either way, Daniel Bryan, he's going to have a brand new look next time we see him. Next up, the 6th of December episode of SmackDown, we kicked off the show with Miz TV, with, of course, The Miz, and the special guest was supposed to be Daniel Bryan after what transpired at the end of SmackDown. However, Daniel Bryan was nowhere to be seen. And, yeah, this is a new character aesthetic for The Miz. He's actually showing genuine concern for someone he just despises so much. But yeah, The Miz promised to get to the bottom of what happened to Bray Wyatt. But before he could, figure stuff out, I'm sorry, I meant to say Daniel Bryan, not Bray Wyatt. He was interrupted by Bray Wyatt, who, had a new episode of the Firefly Funhouse. And Bray suggested that Daniel Bryan is with him in some capacity, but, won't be able to play with him. But Bray Wyatt challenged The Miz to a match at TLC. No title belt, no Fiend, no nothing. But he basically said, well, I want to be part of a new family. I've been part of a family before. They showed stills of the Wyatt family, including one with Daniel Bryan in the Wyatt family. So he said, I'm looking to join a new family. And then he just pulls up a picture of The Miz, Maurice, and his his kids and says, "How about your family? Will you play with me now?" And yeah, Miz stormed out of the ring and basically told his wife to lock down the house, be safe, and he's going to be on the next plane ride out. Next, we had Alexa Bliss in her return match against Mandy Rose. This was an alright match. There was this great, awesome spot of Mandy Rose ripping off one of Blissy Baby's fake eyelashes. Yeah. In the end, Alexa Bliss got the victory over Mandy Rose. No surprise. Next, we had a backstage segment with The Miz. He was getting ready to get the hell out of the Crown Coliseum in Fayetteville, when he spotted an ominous red light coming from a room. He poked inside, didn't see anything but the picture Bray Wyatt had, and instead of the Miz being in the picture, Bray Wyatt was in his place, and before he knew it, all the Miz heard was "say cheese," and he got dropped with his sister Abigail by Bray Wyatt. No, not the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Turtleneck and yowie wowies. And then he handed him the picture and just kind of walked off. When we came back from commercial, the picture was nowhere to be seen, and a referee was helping the Miz up. So yeah. Next, we had another backstage segment where Drake Maverick is still a creep, still hitting on Dana Brooke, asking her personal questions about her and her lunchtime activities with Dave Batista, who, whether that's a real thing or a shoot, whether that's a shoot thing or a work thing, I don't know. I don't really care too much. That's their personal business, and I respect that. Anyway, Drake Maverick basically said, "Well, what's he got that I don't got?" And of course, Elias pops in, sings a little song, basically says, "Well, to answer your question, Batista he is big, he is strong, and he's a millionaire." And of course, I forget what he said, but basically, um, Elias inferred that he's sleeping with Drake Maverick's wife. Drake Maverick then slapped him and walked off. Dana Brooke then looked at Elias and just like, "Is that thing true about you sleeping with his wife?" And Elias is like, "Oh, that didn't happen, but something's going to happen." So we come back from commercial. Drake Maverick's in the ring, and he calls out Elias. And Elias beat him up, spanked him, booted him out of the ring. Dana Brooke was at ringside. She threw she threw Drake Maverick in the ring. Elias hit the drift away. Dana Brooke climbed to the ring, put her foot on Maverick while Elias counted to 3. Glad to see they're doing something with Dana Brooke. Next, we had a fatal 4-way elimination tag team match to determine the number 1 contenders for the New Day's Tag Team Championship. Yeah, championships at TLC. Of course, they made it a point of saying that Kofi Kingston has had a combined 1,000-day reign as tag team champions, since he's been tag team champions with several different partners, including sorry, got some water up my nose, including R-Truth, Evan Bourne, CM Punk, and of course, the New Day. So, good for Kofi. He's got yet another accolade to add to his impressive roster. Anyway, this match was between The Revival, Mustafa Ali and Shorty G, Heavy Machinery, and the Lucha House Party. Before we cut to commercial, Lucha House Party was eliminated, followed by Heavy Machinery, and then when it came down to Ali, Shorty G, and the Revival, Ali and Shorty G kind of did a little heelish move. They threw the Revival into the New Day, out of self-defense, but still kind of heelish. The Revival, of course, got the victory, and they then got on the mic and made a declaration that they're going to dethrone the New Day as tag champs with exactly what brought them to the dance, and that is old school Southern style wrestling. Next, we had Lacey Evans taking on some enhancement talent that looked like a lion tamer, and they alluded to it on commentary. Lacey Evans, of course, got the victory with a woman's right that this enhancement talent sold very nicely. Afterwards, we had a subpar promo between Sasha Banks and Lacey Evans. The segment met its end when Sasha Banks, who was in the ring with Lacey Evans, basically stumbled back and hit the canvas even when Lacey Evans teased a woman's right. And as she was climbing up the rampway, she got laid out by SmackDown Women's Champion Karen. And we're just going to call her Karen because of her hair. So, yeah. And finally, in the main event, it was Dolph Ziggler taking on Roman Reigns, and King Corbin vowed to humiliate the big dog. Roman Reigns got the victory over Dolph Ziggler, no surprise there. But he was then jumped by the guys that just kind of parade King Corbin to the ring. On the that I don't know what you would call it, but the thing where the royalty would ride on, and people, big strong men would just kind of carry them down the ring. Of course, Corbin and Ziggler handcuffed Roman Reigns around the ring post, and then proceeded to pour cans of Alpo dog food on him. Can we please get off of the Roman Reigns Baron Corbin storyline? Because this is getting stupid. I'm sorry, it got stupid. But bright side is we got a match for TLC between these two. Roman Reigns versus King Corbin in a dog collar match is what was rumored. But we're actually getting a TLC match between these two. I'm game. I think they can make it work. It was also announced that we're getting Bray Wyatt taking on The Miz at TLC. Three interesting things about that announcement. A, it's not a stipulation, it's just a one-on-one match. B, there's no title on the line. And C, the big one, it is Bray Wyatt. Once again, not The Fiend, but just Bray himself. We have not seen him compete as Bray Wyatt since his re-debut. All he's been doing is relegated to the Firefly Funhouse while The Fiend does all the bidding. Which I'm on board with this. Anyway, that being said, well, actually, before we get to that, I'd actually hope they would do this. To keep The Fiend fresh, but still, utilize him more in the ring. Just have him tag out with Bray Wyatt. Anyway. now that I'm off that tangent, that being said, that is 3 count super. If I didn't say it earlier. Plug time. If you miss Rod's opinions, but not his ugly face, he has a podcast, Prime Talk, with Rodimus Prime on the CastBox app. Go check it out right now. That being said, I'm War Machine MJ, and I will see you guys next time. Bang.